Okay, hopefully you now have a comprehensive list of both personal and workplace values. This is the end of session 1. If you want, you can take a break now, maybe go eat something, or save the rest till tomorrow or later in the week, or we can jump right into the rest now. As a review of the webinar, we did thinking about your situation and preparing to move ahead, first session. And now the second session is going to be defining your career plan and completing the picture. Again, this needs to be done at your pace. You can do it quickly or you can do it slowly. The important thing is to do it comprehensively. What we want here is quality, not quantity. In other words, we want you to do this in a very thoughtful way, not necessarily quickly. So, moving on. Defining your career plan. Part 3 consists of 5 sections. Setting the scene, organization criteria, preferred organization and jobs, ideal organization description, and ideal job description. The first part, setting the scene, is probably the most important exercise we're going to be doing. This is why I told you if you want, take a break before we do it, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, and a lot of thought. So setting the scene. First of all, I'm going to ask you to list your last 4 positions and the job description at each one, meaning all tasks you performed. If you've never had a job or never had an internship of any kind, you could list school projects. Now let me explain. What I want you to do here is list your last 4 jobs. Let's say you've only had 1 job, and then you've had 2 internships before that. Then you could list as your 4th job a class project. Or let's say you've never worked. You've only had 1 internship. Well, then you would list your internship and then 3 class projects. We've all had at least 3 or 4 class projects. Even if you've never even had an internship, you've never even walked into a company, you can list 4 class projects. What we want to do here to help you to define your career plan is to list the last 4 things you've done that involved comprehensive work, with a team preferably, over time, where you had a deadline and something you had to submit, or you had some kind of work, some kind of a supervisor, a professor, or a boss telling you what to do. And the important thing is to list all of the tasks that you've done. In other words, if you worked at a company where you were responsible for the company database, or the customer database, you wouldn't just write as your task, responsible for the company database. You would write what the tasks were involved with that responsibility, all tasks. So maybe you had to make phone calls to clients, get their updated information, update an Excel sheet, put the data into a PowerPoint presentation, present it to your boss every week. So these are the tasks. Phone calls to customers, obtaining information, updating Excel sheets, creating PowerPoint presentations, presenting to your boss. The problem is many of you say, well, I didn't do any tasks, but I doubt that's true. Even at the worst internship in the world, you probably got on the internet, read about the company. So what was a task? Educated yourself about the company. Educated yourself about their products, for example. So this number 1, setting the scene, part A, is extremely critical. And I'm going to ask you to hit pause and spend a lot of time on this. This should take you an hour. So please, put a lot of time and thought and effort into this because it's the foundation of your career plan. I'll be waiting.